So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top. If you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like Matheson. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
Week 6 of the Northern Super League, and somehow already the third meeting between the Halifax Tides and Ottawa Rapid. Halifax comes into this one flying after a statement 4-0 win, powered by 2 goals each from Julian Vallerand and Sarah Miller. But tonight, the focus turns to slowing down the league's top scoring attack, including D.B. Pridham, who was recently called up to the Canadian women's national team for the 4th consecutive time. Well, come on in and join us. This is the NSL on TSN, brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Kate McKenna. We have a new keeper on the pitch tonight, making her Season 2 debut, which we'll get to in just a bit. But we also have a new keeper in the studio, also making her Season 2 debut. It is Erin McLeod. So happy to have you here.
Oh, it's really nice to be here, Kate.
Are you looking forward to it?
I can't wait. I just can't wait. Let's go.
People can't wait to see you. You have so much heart and so much good intel and instinct about the game. So let's dive right into this analysis. Let's start with Ottawa, because last season, as you well know, Ottawa relied quite heavily on one player, D.B. Pridham, for the bulk of their goals. Absolutely. This season, they've diversified, and South Korean international Chu has come in. She's leading the team in scoring. What stands out to you about her?
I absolutely love Chu. She has a very high soccer IQ, the way that she reads the game, but the way that she manipulates opponents, and just the ferociousness that she goes after. She's such an impact player. And the way that she, for example here, she's starting in left fullback generally, but watch her dribbling across lines. Oh, yeah, just keep going, yeah, no problem, right? And then her movement off the ball. Here again, receiving, and I love this. Look at all the passing options that she has. She can play short, play longer, or look at this. She reads Wickers, a slight pull out, and then D.B. Pridham. This is a really hard ball to see even and to make. And then last game, what an impact she made. She moved to the right flank, always creating these overloads with Adamek, and cross after cross, getting to the box, nice and hungry. For me, she had the most influence out of anyone in the second half. And here, just a little bit of brilliance. Hill sees her, loses sight. She goes off back shoulders to make a nice finish. I could watch Chu all day long.
She's such a fun player to watch. And according to Katrina Peterson, she also, as a player, never looks like she's in a hurry. She never looks stressed, which is, something we could all probably take a page from as we look at her stats here. 5 starts, 3 goals in those 5 starts. No surprise that she is getting the start tonight. She was so effective in the second half of that last match. Here now is the starting 11 for the Rapid, brought to you by DoorDash. In terms of new additions here at fullback, 18-year-old Naomi Lofthouse gets her first NSL start. And in net, this is a big one. Molly Erickson, who's been out since last July, recovering from a shoulder tear, she makes her return. So from one team to another and one South Korean international to another, Halifax added veteran midfielder Cho in the offseason, Erin, and she's fitting in so nicely.
She is. I like to call her a smooth criminal. The way that she just floats around the field, slight pullout of Stewart. You can see her. She's pointing. She's made more space and time for Allen in the flank. Here again, the twins here, they tighten up. She recognizes that. Ball goes to Kennedy, and then she knows that Storty has to pull out. She goes into that vacant space. Just amazing. This actually ends up turning to a corner kick, which leads to a goal for Halifax. And then right here, just showing her versatility and just finding space, finding the threat in behind the line. Okay, she may be an older player, but she's still got the jets. Doing a great job. And then here again, I love it. Recognizing that Storting is pulling out of that space, and she goes into that open space. She's just constantly looking to manipulate the opposition and movement off the ball. You never see her stop moving. It's fantastic.
I spoke to Sid Kennedy preseason. She said last season she looked up to you, Erin, and this season she wants to learn from Cho. She said she asked Cho about her experience, and Cho very casually dropped that she's played in 3 World Cups.
No big deal.
So just light work, light work. Let's look at the starting 11 for the Tides, brought to you by DoorDash. They're lining up in a 4-3-3 today, and just one change. Norwegian-born Julie Peterson gets her first start in the midfield. So we talked about Chu and Cho, both standout South Korean internationals. They played together in the 2023 World Cup, and just a little while ago, they spoke with our Brianne Foley.
We're here with Cho from Halifax and Chu from Ottawa. Thank you so much for joining us. Cho, what is it about Chu's game that she's been able to take the NSL by storm?
Yeah, I think she is a special player, and then she brings a lot of quality and experience to the game, but also she worked hard for the team. I think that's why she's having such impact this season, I think.
And Chu, you and Cho were international teammates. How much of an influence has she been on your career?
She has had a huge influence on me as a player. I grew up watching her play, and I've learned so much from her experience. Yeah.
Great to hear from international teammates who will face off tonight at the Wanderers grounds. The Wanderers grounds consistently said to be one of the best places in the league to play, regardless of the weather, regardless of the scoreline. These fans always show up and stay until the very end. And here's a look inside the locker room at head coach Stephen Hart. Hart joined as an interim head coach last year. Now he's in his first full year at the helm. And he says this edition of the Tides is so connected. He says they're a tight group, despite having gone through some challenges last year. Well, let's look at the standings as we kick off week 6. The Montreal Roses at the top of the table. But after that, things get interesting. Ottawa in second, Halifax in third, just 2 points between them. So a Halifax win tonight would bump them into sole possession of second place. Players getting set to go now. A tight turnaround for the Tides here. They flew home from Calgary earlier this week, just 2 recovery days prior to this one, but they sure are excited to play at home. We've got kickoff coming up. This Northern Super League match is brought to you by DoorDash, proud founding partner of the NSL. And by Toyota, proud founding partner of the NSL.
Welcome to Wanderers grounds on a chilly day in Halifax. But these two teams, a hot start to the season. They find themselves both in second and third. It is the Ottawa Rapid visiting the Maritimes to take on the Halifax Tides. Great to be alongside longtime Canadian international Olympic champ Erin McLeod and Molly Erickson making her season debut. So keepers unite here, Erin.
Absolutely.
Molly was out last year due to an unfortunate shoulder injury, but back and starting today for the first time.
Yeah, those shoulder surgeries, they keep you out for a long time. But Erickson, explosive goalkeeper, a great leader. Excited to see her between the pipes tonight.
Getting set for kickoff, and As you mentioned with Kate, already the third time this year that these two teams are meeting. This is week 6 of the Northern Super League. And a rematch of the first match of the season here in Halifax, one where the Tides were triumphant by a 3-1 score. DB Pridham and the Ottawa Rapid, and the White Kits hope to change that today. We are underway. Yes, it feels like winter in Halifax today, a return of the clocks or a return of the calendar. Just 6 degrees Celsius at kickoff with a wind gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Early chance for Sid Kennedy down this left side into the penalty area. Ball into the middle in front of Molly Erickson. And finally swept away. A quick start here, Aaron, for the Tides.
Absolutely. A lot of big changes for me as far as an identity with Halifax. They're way more front-footed than they were last season. Fullbacks playing a big part in that, and Allen and Valeron always pushing forward, being a threat, overloads in the channel. Exciting. And of course, Miller and Kennedy always doing their job up top.
Ball back to Riley Foster Inman. Ball sent up and away near the center line. Usually Rudolph, the match official today, over 200 career professional appearances as a referee, but his NSL debut today for the North York, Ontario native.
Do you think referees also get nervous like we do?
Without doubt. You're not nervous though, you're doing great. First time in the booth?
First time
Love
in the
it.
booth. This
Welcome
is a
aboard.
Great view.
This is where the real fun is.
Absolutely.
Tides with 2 wins, a draw, and 2 defeats on the season. 7 points through 5 matches. Meanwhile, the Ottawa Rapid put together 3 straight wins before it was halted by the top side in the NSL this year. The Montreal Roses, a 2-1 defeat to Montreal last weekend for Katrina Peterson's side. So a chance to try and get back in the points here for the Rapid, who are the league's most offensively productive team this year. That's something that Stephen Hart will have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime that you're playing the likes of DB Pridham, just got called up with the national team, and the way that she moves off the ball, off back shoulders, just fantastic to watch. Great work by Valeron here. You're seeing a lot of this from the Tides, the fullback getting high, and then the wingers just tucking inside, trying to create those overloads. We'll see it time and time again, and it's really a nice shift in their identity.
Julie Peterson, and for her first start of the season, plays this ball forward, once again trying to attack down this right side. Sarah Miller and Julianne Valeron, both with braces in the win over the Calgary Wild weekend ago. Another ball put into the penalty area. It's a dangerous one. Kennedy tries to spin around, unable to pull the trigger. Back again to Sid Kennedy. Another ball towards Molly Erickson. Was able to get the hands on that and snuff out any danger.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure she's excited to get her hands on the ball. Like I said, last season she was really an explosive keeper, some really nice shot-stopping ability. It'll be interesting to see how it impacts. Does it impact the way that they're playing? Katrina Peterson had a great comment about it's a long season and they have 2 fantastic goalkeepers competing for that #1 spot. Obviously Desjardins doing great with the national team, but always nice for keepers to get minutes, because as you know, it ain't easy.
A little bit of perhaps a keeper rivalry, called them 2 of the top keepers in the Northern Super League. Desjardins, while Molly Erickson was out, started 22 straight matches from last year into this year. Of course, now in the national team picture as well, along with DB Pridham for the Ottawa Rapid.
And if you notice again, Chu generally starts as a left back, but she started up right winger again, and just continued to keep an eye on the interplay between her and Adamek. Even in the last play, Chu was all the way back on defense, and Adamek, they just are great at recognizing overloads on the right side there.
Sadie Waite pushes this ball forward into the penalty area as Ottawa doing some attacking for the first time here this evening. Tides quickly and neatly defend that. Miller, ball into the middle, quickly played back. Peterson has to fight to stay on this ball, and now sent forward for Sarah Taylor, one of 3 Nova Scotians in the starting 11 for Stephen Hart today and the Tides. Play back, and Cardoza will just send this out into touch.
Really interesting, actually, if you've kept an eye on the Halifax Tides, they're rotating their midfielders. Today, this is Peterson's start. Moo has been getting some time, and Lemire. So it's really interesting to see. I don't know if Stephen Hart is trying to find the right balance, the right chemistry, or giving different players opportunity. But either way, at the end of the day, it'll make Halifax a better group.
Speaking of opportunity, Ottawa's number 31, Naomi Lofthouse, 18 years old, first career Northern Super League start today. Talked a little bit about nerves off the top. Molly Erickson returning, but Lofthouse certainly has to have a few butterflies here today.
Well, absolutely. I mean, last game she comes in, Chu goes up on the right, and the game totally changes. And for them to have that much trust in these young players, it's such a wonderful thing about this league. Trusting, I mean, look at how many youth call-ups they just had. Trusting these young players is so important. And, you know, John Herman
sent it back, and that one just over top.
Yeah, John Herman used to say, if you're good enough, you're old enough, and I think that rings true in this league.
No shortage of young talent, and a good opportunity here, Aaron, for the Rapid.
Yeah, a bit of a poor clearance from Cardoza, but DB Pridham, of course, being there, and this is what I love about Chu, always kind of sneaking up on back shoulders.
3 goals in her last 4 matches for the South Korean international. So one Ottawa, the first corner kick, and this one's sent in, but spins away, and we'll go for a Foster Edmund goal kick. One that Melanie Flores would like to surely have back.
Yeah, those are always tough, right, when you kick them right out of bounds, especially early on in the game. And to be fair, the grass surface, it's been raining, I think, most of the day, so there'll be some challenges from the surface that are a little bit different than their home turf.
Well, you played in Halifax before. Unique climate, of course.
I did.
Spinning winds, cold temperatures.
That's right. It's a little bit like Iceland, actually. I felt right at home, and so did my wife, I'm sure.
Well, a couple hours north, in God's country, Cape Breton, 10 to 20 centimeters of snow today, believe it or not, for the last weekend of May.
Good
a little
times.
bit what we're dealing with here in Nova Scotia this weekend. Valorant scored 2 goals, as we mentioned, against Calgary. He's found her offensive touch as well. Already 3 goals on the young season. This is match week 6. That's something we've seen a lot more from the Tides this year. A lot more explosiveness.
Well, absolutely, and I think I think Amy Walsh said it perfectly last game. Just, you know, previously there's a lot of situations they would have kicked the ball just out of bounds. They would have taken the safer route, but you see the shift where they're really, especially with Allen, I think she leads the charge in this, trying to play the ball, try to keep in possession. And when you've got a player like Cho, who's always looking, just watch her in this game, shifting from position to position, just hungry to get on the ball. That kind of mentality is wonderful to watch in this group.
Free kick, and Cardoza will line this up. 5'9" center back, originally from Ajax. Jamaican international will send this up once against Kennedy, right on the edge of the penalty area, trying to find a lane to test Erickson. Ball stays in and does indeed go for a corner kick here for the first time this evening for Halifax.
We talked about Chu before. Look how far back she's coming to double with Adamek. I'm curious if this is kind of one of their strategies. Obviously, going into this game, Ottawa knew that Halifax has been really strong getting their fullbacks up and creating those overloads. So it must be really nice to have, you know, a defender in Chu. She has that side of her to get back into cover.
So from the corner flag on this gusty evening, then short, quickly sent away by the Rapid.
And there is Cho. I think they should do a bit of a where's Waldo with Cho, you know what I mean? Like, which position is she in now?
Over 150 career appearances for the Republic of Korea on the international stage. One of 3 South Koreans in the starting 11. And Mina Lee, who is back in the side after an injury earlier in the month, could be 4 if she gets into the match here today.
Oh, I was very excited to see her name back in the list. I think she's, again, another player on Ottawa that just has really high soccer IQ. Although Sadie Wade's come in and she's done a really great job, and it'll be hard for her to get back into the lineup, but I really hope to see her get some minutes today.
Competition for minutes that to be sure. Into the middle with Taylor. Jung with a good tackle there, sends us out to Forbes. Forbes looks back into the middle, taken again by Jung. Liv Scott. There's Cho. Goals in back-to-back matches and 3 in her last 4 games. Top of DB Pridham has become a real offensive weapon here for Ottawa.
Yeah, and you see Kennedy in this situation actually like dropping a little bit lower, probably to try to absorb some of the overloads that have been happening. I'll keep an eye on that also.
10 minutes in, first of 3 matches on match week 6 in the Northern Super League. Looking forward to fixtures both tomorrow and Sunday. Montreal and Vancouver tomorrow, Calgary and AFC Toronto from McMahon Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Ball sent once again out and into touch. Cheyenne Allen.
Already we're seeing from Ottawa just a really organized group. This is the one thing I loved about them last season. Just even if you notice how tight their lines are, the spaces in between them, and because they have a nice tight shape, it really plays well into their in-possession game as well.
Ball sent wide to Adamick. Tries to go over the top, and here's Chu. Ball into the penalty area, and that one's swept away again from danger. Jung quickly on this ball, looking to shift perhaps from right to left. Will instead curl this back. And Scott. Scott. Back to Kira Mellenhorst, who has also been a key offensive weapon for Ottawa this year. Adamick plays the ball into the penalty area. Wade's shot didn't quite get all of it cleared away by the Tides, who now are hoping to try and attack in transition here. Here is Cho. Looking to spark this Halifax attack. It does have options. Taylor shifting this. Miller, drive towards goal, and a first save of the match for Taylor, for Molly Erickson, I should say. And
getting her feet wet.
Looks like the flag did come up for offside there.
Here we go. This is great positioning for Molly Erickson. Just good set timing. And of course, remember it's a rainy day, so it's going to be a lot harder to hold a lot of these balls.
Well, Sarah Miller's really been a handful this year. Another attempt at goal, and this one will go for a corner kick. Miller leads the Northern Super League in shot attempts this year, tied for first in shots on target, and also leads in blocks as well, so doing it on both ends of the pitch.
And I think it takes a mentality, right? Like DB Pridham last season, she took so many shots, right? And look what's happened, just the way her career has just taken off. So for me, you know, the old saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, obviously applies also with Miller.
Second corner kick for Taylor, this time placed at the top of the penalty area, space there. Ball back in. Sarah Miller looks to try and thread across in. This time it's defended. And this time Adamick will relieve the pressure with the ball here into touch. All right, let's head down to the pitch here with Brienne.
Hey, Matt. So today's match is actually a salute to service, honoring all those who serve our country and this province. The flag march saw a different service member from RCMP to military and local responders. Annette Gilroy is also being honored today as a 15-year veteran in the Royal Canadian Navy. She retired in 2020. Matt?
Terrific, thank you, Brienne. Braving the elements today, pitch side, along with the veterans and the fans here at Wanderers grounds. Certainly not afraid of a gust of wind or two in Halifax, even if it is a little on the chilly side. Approaching the quarter of an hour mark, already some good attempts on goal. Perhaps the next one here to come for Ottawa. Ball back into the penalty area and a fight for it here, right on top. Take it back towards goal. Jung will take this just outside the penalty area, try and thread one through once again. Halifax having to do some emergency defending. Here's Miller. Sarah Miller will now try and calm the pace here with Valeron. Halifax will organize itself.
And look how far Allen's coming inside the field here. Kennedy's keeping the width, and Cho's in the back line. So again, speaking to the versatility and just the soccer IQ of this whole group has really improved this season already.
And as a keeper, what does it feel when you see some of the defenders starting to jump up? Do you encourage it, or does that make you nervous?
I'm always like, you know, as long as I got one in the back.
Just one.
Yeah, but I admire it, you know, and Riley Foster, a great goalkeeper on her front foot. Same with Molly Erickson. Like, the modern goalkeeper is really responsible for that space in and behind the back line. And you know, in and out of possession, we see a huge shift, and it's really exciting. I got to try it out a little bit my last couple years, and you definitely see that in the keepers in this league.
Erickson starting for the first time since mid-July of last year, if you missed our open. Melissa Dagenet, the #1 keeper for the majority of last season after Erickson's injury. Leads the league in saves this year as well, but a strong start to the season for Dagenet. Allen takes this back, looking into the middle there with Taylor.
You'll notice that Halifax is dealing really well with the overloads that Ottawa's trying to attempt. Kennedy's shifting back, and Cho's also helping out. So they've obviously prepared for this game, and I think executing it well so far.
If Scott striding forward, looking for options. Forbes there, but quickly turned back, and here's Kennedy. Slight hold up into Taylor. This time Ottawa able to scramble back in position. Perhaps now an opportunity here for Sadie Waite. Waite trying to find DB Pridham. Ball deflected in behind last year's Golden Boot winner. DB Pridham is right back on it though, an attempt at goal. And Riley Foster Inman, a fine save at the near post.
A fine save, that was really great. Great positioning, great awareness. DB, man, she just needs about half a yard of space. She does a great job. Here's Sadie Waite on the ball, and you think, okay, play is over. This is Chu just stays involved, wins the ball back, and DB takes just one touch. Riley does a really great job though to make sure that stays out of the back of the net.
So another corner kick opportunity here for the Rapid. This one high, arcing towards goal. Foster Inman does well, patient on the approach. Already 2 corner kicks each, keeping the keepers on their toes. Opportunity here for Miller. Ball in the top of the penalty area here. No attempt from Cho, not yet anyway. Ball quickly taken back by the Rapid as we move into the 19th minute here. What's been a entertaining start to this match. Lots of open play, lots of attempts.
Absolutely, DB coming nice and deep to get more of the ball. I always want to see Mellenhorst on the ball as much as possible. She's such a fantastic creator.
Back into Scott. Mellenhorst, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 goal contributions for the first 5 weeks of the season. Here's Harris.
And if you just look at Halifax's mid-block here, they're, you know, in a pretty strict 4-4-2 is what it looks like. This shift in their defensive mentality has been great. Distances between their lines, the speed at which they get up as an entire unit, really nice to watch because I love defending.
Goalkeeper's best friends.
That's right.
Ball into the middle again from Cho, who's played now left, to the middle, to the right.
I'm telling you, where's Waldo?
You were right on that one, that's for sure. Harris might have misplayed this one. Here's Rhodes striding towards goal. Cross into the middle, and it's just in behind. Now a strike on it.
Wow.
That one defended in front of Erickson, a close call. Peterson settles this down, eventually swept away, but only again on a half clearance with Valeron. She can strike it from distance. We saw that. The wonderful goal last weekend. Cho again, directing some traffic here.
Yeah, and this, again, waiting for the right opportunity. This is where I think the Tides have shifted as well. Lots of props to the Tides today. Is knowing when to force it, or not force it, sorry, and keep the ball, recycle the ball. And this has been a huge shift for them. I think, again, big compliments to Cho. I can't say it enough. It's just knowing when you want to try to play, recognizing numbers or advantages.
Now, would you like to have seen Rhodes take the shot here?
To be honest, I think she doesn't have much of an angle. Eriksson has much of the goal covered. I think it would be hard for her to finish. And I think Adamek does a good job to get a little toe hack on that.
Great defensive play.
Great awareness, absolutely.
Otherwise, all signs pointing to that one being in the back of the goal if it wasn't for the toe of Kayla Adamek. Once again, the Tides going back to Jordan Rhodes, who does have a pair of goals on the season. Scored the game-winning goal in a 3-1 win over this very same Ottawa Rapid team back in late April to open up 2026.
Yeah, Rhodes has been a great addition to them. Just that threat, she kind of reminds me a little bit of Boychuk in the sense that they're just ready to do the work, ready to get kind of the scraps. And that's the kind of mentality you want in a striker.
Cho back in the middle. Lays this off, and once again, Halifax will play this patient approach.
Absolutely. Nice when you're right about some things, you know?
You've been bang on since the very start here. We're 22 minutes in.
Right.
It's almost like you played for them before.
It's almost
funny how that
like
works.
I called them before. Like, give me all your secrets, you guys.
What do you think's going through the mind here of Katrina Peterson here in the Rapid?
Yeah, I mean, I think so far they've done a really good job of making sure they're kind of on both sides, if I'm being honest. Like, they're both aware of the overloads. They've both done a pretty good job of managing one another. I think both teams are showing some nice defensive discipline.
Chu Wuzhu will play this forward as Ottawa looks to try and strike back.
Great decision here, like just driving and then recognizing she doesn't have the players. She's created space and recycled the ball.
Mellenhorst will push out to the left area here with Lofthouse. Back into Mellenhorst. Forbes. Naomi Lofthouse, good cross in, top of the penalty area. Attempt at the volley there from Chu, brimming with confidence here.
Absolutely, I would too. Chu's doing fantastic. And just keep an eye on DB. If I'm a young striker watching these games, she just kind of sits off of back shoulders constantly.
DB pretty much sandwiched between two defenders there. Do you think there's anything?
I don't think there's anything in that.
All right. So far, it's been free-flowing. Usually Rudolph has largely kept the whistle away. Except for this one here where Mellenhorst is taken down. Adamek.
Good, you see Chu and Jug pointing, you know, where to play the ball. This is the one thing I really like about Ottawa, just helping one another, making sure they're switching it, and just that patience.
Harris, one of 3 Ottawa players to have played all 90 minutes in all 5 matches coming in. Played forward, Allen looking for some support. Wickers is there, nowhere to go with the pass, and quickly collected again by Adamek. Allen will take a look around and take the safe option into touch.
Chu again driving inside.
Looking dynamic as Ottawa now prepares its next attack here with Liv Scott. Forbes had a small touch once again in for a throw. Played quickly. Allen does well with that tackle. Unable to clear though. Once again, it's Kayla Adamek. Another ball into the penalty area, and Addie Wickers takes care of that and sent away back into the middle for Taylor. Taylor taken down, does move it forward, but Rudolph will come back to the spot of the foul and give the Tides a free kick.
And that's an important play by Sarah Taylor. Drawing the foul there. It's a tough place to give up the ball, so she does a good job to keep them off and earn the foul.
You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. Match week 6 also. Final match between these two teams before the international break. Here's Valorant once again. Halifax in business with Miller, and this one struck on and just curls wide of the post. Once again, the Tides looking dangerous in transition.
Absolutely. And this is one thing that I love about the addition of Cardoza. In possession, she's finding those passes you can see right here. And Valorant, again, getting up, finding the open player, numbers in the box. Tides is doing a really good job of this season. Great play starting from Cardoza.
Valorant and Miller, a dangerous duo here for Halifax. Already combined on a couple of occasions. Valorant this time goes down. Play continues on. Sarah Miller will take the ball from there. Once again, just outside of the penalty area, and this will spin with a little help from the wind in for a corner kick. Already the third of the half here for the Tides.
I know Valorant is doing doggies right now, but it would have been nice for Miller to have a little bit more support. She was a bit outnumbered, but they had numbers in the box.
So Taylor will head towards the corner flag. Bridgewater, Nova Scotia native. A couple of assists in the win against the Calgary Wild last weekend. This one high into the penalty area, looking for a head, and it's sent away just on a half clearance. Once again, that one had eyes for the back of the goal.
Sarah Taylor actually has been fantastic on their corner kicks. Reason for a goal just the other against Calgary Wild. Just that in-swinging cross is really hard to defend. As a goalkeeper, you have to decide kind of last second to come for it. So great distribution makes a big difference.
Another chance here for the Tides to attack. Another cross. Nobody home initially, though, for Halifax. Peterson will take this back, and Taylor will take a look around. All alone now, and Joan trying to defend, and this time goes down, and well, Sarah Taylor doesn't agree. Surprise, surprise.
I think she said that's a dive.
Little lip reading,
A little.
perhaps a little experience from the pitch.
Yeah.
You hear it all as a keeper, right?
You hear a lot of things.
You hear it all. Halifax will continue to put some pressure on here as we approach the half-hour mark. Cheyenne Allen started all 5, now all 6 matches for Stephen Hart. Will try and again attack down this far side. Played back, Taylor. And Cardoza. Now Peterson. This time to Valorant. Just outside the penalty area. Been a real handful. Same with Sarah Miller. Look out! Goes down, and Yusri Rudolph waves it away, but a close call.
Absolutely. I think you're starting to see a little bit of a trend with the Tides. Their 2 center backs are staying narrow, and then a midfielder will kind of drop into one of the side spaces.
All right, Aaron, what do we think?
Oh, I don't know. It's close. I guess you always have to have an opinion about that.
It could be close.
It could
That's
be
okay.
close.
Close is an option.
It could be close, yeah. But again, as I said, the 2 center backs are narrowing out, and then the midfielders kind of popping into that half space on the outside and opening up the channel for now they're able to put more players forward. Valorant, hopefully we'll see the same thing on the other side with Allen. We haven't seen her on the ball that much. I'd like to see her a bit more on it.
Why do you think that Miller and Valorant are having so much success here early on in this match?
I just think Valorant is choosing her moments to go forward, and you'll notice that Miller will be tucking inside, kind of occupying that fullback. which means the fullback's going to have to make a decision, go to Valeron or stay inside.
Forbes is back into the middle, and Horse will give to Scott. Jung. In the middle. Played out to Lofthouse, then Jaleesa Harris, the center back, will move forward. Deliver this to Melanie Forbes. A very evenly matched game here so far. Both teams trading chances.
And they've played each other like 3 times. This is the 3rd time they've played each other. And
3rd time in 6 match weeks.
That's right.
And 2 more to go.
That's right. But it kind of looks like a game of chess. They've obviously done their homework for one another. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
That's something that Katrina Peterson did mention in her pre-match availability, is that it's very difficult to plan when you see a team so often in such a short time. So look out, this one, once again, getting caught up in the wind and just spinning over top of the bar. Expect the unexpected in Halifax.
Yeah, and that's a close-up of Min Young. She's been fantastic. I think her relationship with Melon Horse has been really important for Ottawa, especially losing Gibson and Desiree Scott, like big names, and they've come in and done a really great job.
Another ball down this near side, but Yusri Rudolph will bring this back for a free kick as Valeron was taken down. Look at this one here as forearm into the back.
Those are the ones you feel the next day, for sure.
She's been active so far. Taylor, though, will be pushed back towards the center line here. Allen quickly taken off the ball. Need to wait. DB Pridham charging up. Just a half stride off that transition opportunity. This one going Halifax's way here with Sid Kennedy. .5-kilometer-an-hour winds gusting up to 50.
Wow.
Cold temperatures in single digits. You wouldn't know it though. This game has been wide open and certainly feels like goal opportunities have been up to plenty.
And you know, wind as a goalkeeper has a surprising impact on how you approach a game, right? Anytime you can get a corner kick, you try and get a corner kick. Anytime you can get the ball in the air, just creating a little bit more uncertainty is important. Looking to chip the keeper, like these are opportunities that just change a little bit with the wind.
Another corner kick coming from the far side here, so Taylor back in position. We've had a couple that have looked dangerous. This one a low line drive and met quickly by Jaleesa Harris. Forbes right in front of Cho. Now Chu will just put this open into a open spot, and could be an opportunity here for Sadie Waite. Peterson did well to come and cut that off.
Yeah, I think in transition, again, Halifax, I think they're working with a defensive specialist, I'm not sure. But Addie Wickers is normally their +1 in the back. So, you know, and you can see it here. There's been a few times that Cho's been in the back, but in general, she's been back there. She's their +1. She does a really great job. I'm happy to see her get so many minutes. She's a consistent defender. I know how much she cares about playing, how much she cares about the team, but just really organizationally, shoulders, body shape, all these small things that are making such a big difference for the back line.
And Wickers indeed the first back there to prevent that opportunity. Already a goal and an assist from the defender here on the young season. This one sent into touch right in front of Sarah Miller.
This is a trend I've noticed with Foster Inman. Actually, she goes direct quite a bit. Not to say that they don't play out of the back, but they have high threats where they're able to keep the ball and move forward, just really gaining territory higher up the field.
Valorant plays it back into Taylor. This time Wickers will stride up, find Allen. Allen this time cutting back towards the middle. Defended well again by Ottawa. 10 minutes to go before halftime in Halifax. Still waiting for the opening goal of match week 6. Heavy collision there. This will be a rapid free kick.
Looked like maybe a head in the back there. Oh, yeah. She got her good. But just on that last play, one thing I've always been impressed with Ottawa is just their defending ability. Harris is leading the charge, and Scott. I mean, having that duo together. But if you notice on the last play, Halifax has so many numbers forward, lots of opposite movement, and they just can't find success because Ottawa's really tight and knowing when to hand off players, recognizing passing lanes.
Here's Adamek. Jung. Jung Young will play back to Scott. Ottawa's captain. Out to Lofthouse. Back into the middle. Lofthouse now with some time and space. Ball into a crowded area though. Peterson with some help from Cho cut that off. Ottawa back in, and here's DB Pridham. Pridham with an attempt towards goal, off balance. Enough to win another corner kick.
I would have said maybe pass that one, but it's DB, so what do you do? But again, just like I said about Ottawa on the opposite end, you can just, I love watching the lines of Halifax. They're just nice and compact. You can see how organized they are, which is really, putting an end to a lot of Ottawa's opportunities.
This time the rapid play on the short corner, and Forbes is taken down. Able to get it back with some support. Chu puts a ball in. It's a dangerous one, and now struck in, and Jalisa Harris has the opener.
Fantastic by Harris to follow it up. As a keeper, those ones are hard to see. Looks like, after I've just talked about how awesome the defense is, miscommunication. Communication might be the most important thing about being a goalkeeper. And here it's just obvious. There's a little bit of indecision. No one puts a name to it. And Harris does a fantastic job just to put it away.
First career Northern Super League goal for the center back. Right place, right time, and capitalizing on the miscue.
That's the worst. To be fair, like Halifax hasn't given them a lot. Stephen Hart, preparing for this game, said we have to minimize our mistakes because Ottawa will find a way to finish, and that's that's the example.
Having a look at the tablet here.
I think they may be looking at the celebration. I gotta say, the NSL, I think they're ranked pretty high in the world for celebrations.
Well, you saw some of those celebrations in person.
Yep, mostly
Some
against
good
us,
ones.
unfortunately.
Well, hey, now we can have a look at
Now
them
I
here
can
from a
enjoy
neutral
them.
perspective.
Now I
Exactly.
can actually celebrate
There we
with
go.
them. That's right.
Ball is in, and it's a one-hopper taken quickly by Molly Erickson.
So that's a really hard ball actually to come for, because you kind of have to wait last second to see if anybody gets a touch on it. Someone almost did get a touch on it, so she does a good job to hold that.
And for Erickson, who hasn't played in the NSL since last July, what are you seeing in terms of some of her footwork so far in her play?
She looks solid. Doesn't look like she had, I don't know how long.
Hasn't missed a beat.
Hasn't missed a beat. Her shoulders look great. I don't know which one it was, but everything looks great so far.
Started the first 5 matches of the season last year for the Rapid, played 8 in total before injury forced her season to an early close. But in for the first time in 2026, here's Melanie Forbes looking threatening here, and it's another corner kick. All sorts of opportunities here with set pieces.
Yeah, that play really starts for me with Mellenhorst. She's kind of coming into that in-between line space, and I think when you're playing against an organized Halifax Tides, that's what you have to do. You have to start pulling them out of shape a little bit so you can create space for one another.
Forbes again. This time will drive this in. And this time goes off the side netting.
That's the second. I think it might be the wind.
We can call it the wind. Perhaps looking to try and catch the keeper by surprise.
That's true. I have been
going for
scored
the
on
tight
by
angle.
Yeah, getting scored on by a corner kick is very unfun.
Yeah, that's a no-no in terms of keeper land, isn't it?
It's not good. Nightmares.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Well, each team has defended their home terrain this year, with Halifax winning on the first match day, and then Ottawa winning 2-0 at TD Place. And in this one here, the Rapid, the visitors here today, have the first half goal. So work to be done here for the Tides. Valorant has some help here. Jordan Rhodes. Rhodes just ends up getting her signals crossed there.
Bit of miscommunication. I think Ottawa, now you're seeing a little bit more clever movement, more interchange of positions. I still think, just quite simply, they just have to take better care of the ball in possession.
Just under 4 minutes to go before stoppage time. Scott will look to push this to Adamek. Now Chu. Ooh, another challenge there from Allen. Takes Chu down. And now Allen goes down. This time it will be a free kick, and usually Rudolph would like a word here. Some physical play here down the far side of the pitch.
Yeah, 2 tackles in a row, one for both teams. So love to see the replay. Adamek, I think, a great defender. Evolution of her game, coming inside more often to receive the ball.
Well, this could be a great opportunity here for the Tides to level the match. Another set piece. Kennedy puts this one up. It's a good ball and punched away by Erickson.
And, you know, look at the time of the game. These are like the crucial moments right before going to half. I think Erickson deciding to come with the bravery, coming with a punch, good decision in traffic, and ultimately getting the call.
Crowded penalty area there for Molly Erickson to deal with.
That's my favorite, when the keeper give a bit of toot. Nope, I'm not going to play you.
The hand up.
Yeah.
Oh, we love all the insights there. Some keeper body language.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in for it.
Gets lonely back there, you know. You gotta
Gotta
come
make
up with your own
presence felt.
jokes. That's right, some
Okay.
jokes, and I'd often like do a little dance to Beyonce. You just gotta,
Okay. Keep fresh.
but also stay focused.
Also very important. Also, you have to deal with some of the visiting supporter sections as well, and
Yeah.
sometimes that could be a challenge for a visiting keeper in Halifax.
Yeah, I don't know how the heckling was in Halifax, to be honest, but
You were on the good side of that, I
yes,
suppose.
that's right.
Halifax once again trying to interrupt, but taken back from the lone goal scorer of the match. Jaleesa Harris started every match last year for the Rapid. Had a couple of assists, and today, #1.
Yeah, she's a player that I really admire. You don't see her making those passes as much as she did last season, where she was kind of finding like wingers coming off the front, coming off of the back line to feet. I'd love to see more of that from her. I thought that was such a nice part of her game, but in general, great positioning, great leadership, fun to watch. Valorant with a little love tap there.
That results in a free kick. An opportunity here, not too far off of where they got their goal scoring from here.
And again, This is when you need your keeper to organize, come up strong, and be sharp.
A little misdirection here as well. This one taken in, and some appeals for a handball, and it is going to be a penalty, yes. Usually Rudolph has pointed to the spot, and just seconds before halftime, the Rapid will have a chance to double the lead.
And I feel like I hexed them on that one. Yeah, Allen comes out. It seems as though, you know, obviously the hands are not in a natural position here. She's probably just reacting, but at the end of the day, obstructing a goal opportunity. And now a penalty right before half.
Looks like it goes off an Ottawa hand first.
Hey, you're not wrong.
And then off Allen's hand. So it puts DB Pridham at the spot. Already 2 goals on the season. And the league's leading goal scorer from last year is stopped. Rebound is loose. Oh, what a moment for Riley Foster Inman. A penalty save just seconds before half.
Let's go, let's go. What a save, what a crucial moment to have a save right before the half. Hopefully they can play this one out. Guesses the right way, great save, a great timing, and maybe this is the momentum that they need going into halftime.
Oh, what a shift in momentum. First penalty saved this year in the Northern Super League, as attackers had gone 3 for 3 previously, and that's a big moment for the 27-year-old from Kitchener, Ontario.
Wow, great work. And you notice they're pretty strict now about making sure that 1 foot is on the line. She keeps 1 foot. Look at that little heel on the line. Fantastic, great save.
So that is half. It ends with a bang. Riley Foster Inman keeping the Tides in it. But it is still 1-0 to Ottawa on a Jaleesa Harris first half goal.
Welcome to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. The Ottawa Rapid up 1-0 at the half as we look at the stats. And this looked to be a fairly evenly matched game up until about the 40-minute mark. But as we look here, Ottawa has more shots and more possession. Julissa Harris was the player who got the Rapid on the board, her first ever NSL goal. She's pitch side with Brianne Foley.
Julissa, your first goal in the Northern Super League. Talk us through that celebration.
Yeah, we've been planning it for a while. It's obviously a really exciting time, but it's only half one, so we're really focused on the second half now.
Of course, this offense is an offense by committee this year. It's not just on the back of DD Pradam. What is it about this group that's clicking so well?
I just feel like because DB had such an amazing season last year, obviously a lot of people are focusing on her, so she now knows how to set the rest of us up, and we're kind of stepping up to the plate and doing what we need to do to score goals.
What do you got to do in the second half?
We have to keep the win, obviously, but we don't want to take our foot off the gas. We want to score more goals, weather the storm. Obviously, it's windy out here, quite literally, but, you know, just kind of keep what we're doing, keep the ball on the ground and play our game.
Good luck. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Kate McKenna, Aaron McLeod with you. And Aaron, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, obviously these teams have been playing each other a lot recently, and you can tell, right? It's a little bit of a chess game right now. Both teams had to be aware of overloads. Chu going up on that right side, the fullbacks in Valeron and Allen getting up. So, and you've seen the way that they're defending. The wide players are really coming down and making sure that they're like mitigating a lot of those overloads. So it's kind of been a game about who's going to make the first mistake, to be honest. And unfortunately, you know, we saw what happened. Keep her love, it hurts. Yeah, it's been a pretty even game as far as I can tell, but I just want them to continue with the movement and pull each other apart a little bit more.
Well, I'm glad you brought up that first mistake. Let's talk about it. It was our Intact Insurance move of the half. At the 40-minute mark, Julissa Harris capitalizes on a mistake. You said it, Foster Inman will want this one back.
Absolutely, and this is just a little bit of miscommunication. There's like 3 or 4 Tides player. Foster Inman comes, and maybe because of the grass, the wind, the conditions are not ideal today. And then Harris does a great job to finish this off. She's in the right place at the right time, and who doesn't love a good celebration?
We do. We really do. And listen, Foster Inman, though, she had a chance to redeem herself, and she did. At the 45-minute mark, things got crazy. I want you to take us through the play that preceded the PK here. It looked like maybe a handball, Liv Scott, then to Cheyenne Allen. But let's look at this. You take us through what happened here. Give us your thoughts.
Okay, I absolutely will. Yeah, when we watch the slow motion of the handball on Allen, I think Scott maybe got a touch on it first, right? So it's unfortunate, but Allen quite obviously has her hands above her head. And this is fantastic from Foster Inman. Yes, being a goalkeeper, the opportunity to redeem yourself, but also for the Tides right now, they need like a little bit of that flair, pizzazz, if you will, and maybe that's just what they need to set them up for the second half.
Well, we have a goalkeeper here. We talked about a goalkeeper pregame. Let's keep that up. Molly Erickson has been out since last July, and she put in a great showing in that first half.
Absolutely. I mean, the nice thing about watching her, she just looks solid. Her positioning, I mean, she's competing with Dejanay, but they obviously train well together. And here, just great positioning, great awareness, tough hands, tough to hold onto the ball in these kind of conditions. On Miller's shot here, good positioning, parries it away. Again, tough to hold on to the ball. This, just a crucial moment of the game. We're close to the half. She comes out in traffic, makes the right decision to punch the ball. For me, like, I'm hoping she feels great because she looks like a queen out there.
And saves like that, especially in a first game back, are what help you get your head in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Katrina Peterson, she made the comment, we want 2 great keepers at this club, and it's a long season. There's a lot of games, and I think it'll be important that Erickson gets games when she can.
And a long match, still lots of game left to play. Ottawa up 1-0. But coming up, with the international break fast approaching, we'll look at the NSL players who will suit up for their countries. Stay with us, lots more to come. Welcome back to the NSL on TSN. Well, the next FIFA Women's International window is fast approaching, so teams are currently releasing their rosters, and multiple NSL players have made the cut. Right now, 8 players with ties to the NSL will be representing their countries in this next window. For Canada, you've got Melissa Dagenet and DB Pridham. You've also got players suiting up for Ghana, the Philippines, Ukraine, Jamaica. And speaking of Jamaica, AFC Toronto captain Nikki Small getting an opportunity with the Reggae Girls, but she's someone, Aaron, who has suited up for Canada before at the youth level. She's also been called into camp with the senior team. Great for Nikki Small, great for Jamaica, but is this a loss for this country?
I totally think it's a loss for this country. I thought she was fantastic last season. She's such a crafty little player, so technical, her movement off the ball. But this season, she's already improved her game so much, so many things that she worked on in the offseason, and she's a leader. This is the type of person that you definitely want in your squad. Jamaica has a great side, but obviously, I think it's Canada's loss.
So the full team will be in camp, but so will the under-20s. Canada's under-20 side will be heading to Spain later this month, and 5 players with ties to the NSL are named to that squad. Aaron, so many Canadians familiar with you from your time with the senior women's team, but you also represented Canada at the U19 level. How valuable is that experience, was that experience for you, especially when you were that young?
I think such an important part of the development of a young player is giving them different roles, whether they're on the field, whether they're on the bench, whether they're a player that has to produce goals in different pressure environments. So I think these youth tournaments really capitalize on that, and then they're able to bring those experiences back to this league.
It's critical for a player and so valuable for a player to represent their country at any time, but this particular gathering is massive for this under-20 team because it is the last time they will get together before the under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland in September. Ottawa up 1-0 at the half. An action-packed first half. Jaleesa Harris getting the Rapid on the board, and Riley Foster-Inman preventing that lead from getting any bigger with a massive PK save. We've got second half action just ahead.
Welcome back to Wanderers grounds, where it's 1-0 to the visitors from Ottawa. DB Pridham has terrorized the Northern Super League, particularly after last year, but only 1 goal in 7 matches against the Tides, and none here at Wanderers grounds, and that continues after being stopped at the penalty spot.
I'm not one for being superstitious, you know, but you gotta wonder. What a joy to watch DB Pridham. She's got nothing but accolades and praise from this league, well deserved. Hopefully she can get one on the board tonight and break the curse that I've now officially said is a curse. So
second half, we begin with the Tides looking to try and benefit after a terrific moment. Riley Foster-Inman, who, yes, perhaps, as you mentioned, would have liked to have played the first goal differently, but certainly made her put in her part, made up for the second bit by a terrific penalty save.
Absolutely. And that's you know, the part of goalkeeping that's probably why a lot of parents don't want their kids playing in goal. You know, you have to have kind of that mindset to just move forward. And you can only react differently in the future. She steps up big for her team, makes a difference.
Especially against the league's most dangerous goal scorer, DB Pridham, 22 career NSL goals. Was denied from the penalty spot.
And Foster Inman, you know, it's happening almost every game. She's coming up with these big saves that are keeping the team, you know, in competitive and in the game, and it's been really important, and she's delivered at least one every game, which is, you know, Annika Todt, excuse me, was a really had a big role with the team last season. So for them to be competing for the spot, and you know, Foster Inman's going to have to keep having these kind of games.
Goalkeeper of the year last year as well.
That's right.
Annika Toth. So some competition. Both nets here with Molly Erickson. You mentioned at halftime coming in and looking solid despite being injured for the majority of the season last year. And 11 total attempts at goal between these two sides. 7 for Ottawa, 4 for Halifax. This is a wide open second half here. The Tides try and chase it. Rhodes uses the shoulder, gets away with it. Ball is in. It spins the wrong direction though, and will go for a goal kick.
And that's just great physicality for me from Rhodes. And she's added that definitely. And you see it throughout all the players with the Tides, especially last game. Very aggressive, very physical.
Former Kentucky Wildcat in the NCAA, also played a couple of seasons in Iceland. Familiar
That's
territory
right.
for you.
Valur and Tindastótt.
There we go.
Which took me 7 months to say properly.
I was hoping you could do the heavy lifting for me there, so thank you for
You're welcome.
that.
I'm
Terrific.
still horrible at Icelandic, in case people are wondering. In case my wife is listening, you're keeping me honest.
I was going to say, I think you're a step ahead or two of the rest of us in that department, no doubt. All right, the Rapid trying to do some early attacking here. Double their lead with Chu will play this back. It's the outside of her boot to play forward. Ellen Horst.
And look at the interchange, if you can, with Ottawa, the movement. Min Young there, you could see, and Mellon Horst. I think they're just going to have to keep doing this to disrupt Tide's very organized defense.
This time, Rose is whistled on the foul, so free kick to the Rapid here, early second half. Some menacing looking clouds on the Canadian East Coast here on this Friday evening. Chilly temperatures and wind, and Ottawa tried to push this forward, but quickly taken back, and here's Kennedy. Sid Kennedy using speed. Burst of acceleration now into the penalty area. Left boot into the middle. It's there for Taylor and deflects wide of the goal. What an opportunity for the Nova Scotian.
This is a great drive by Kennedy. This is what she's known for, dribbling at speed. And the timing of the cutback's fantastic. I would have loved to have seen Sarah Taylor try to hit that first time, but you see she's a little bit stretched, so probably wasn't able to do that. And a bit slippery, maybe, on the field there.
Lost a bit of her footing there on the boot. Back up, and Ellen Horst will now work up the far side of the pitch. Counter, though, again, that's Valeron. Had a spirited first half. Plays it forward, Rhodes is there, and Harris tried to clear away. Calls for a handball there. Cardoza will play this back. Foster Inman. Allen leaps for it, but it goes up and into touch. So what would you like to see, or what do you need to see here from Halifax to try and get back into this match and level it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that just that aggressiveness going forward. Valeron got a little bit of success pushing up the flank, and I think that was a lot actually because of the movement from the midfielders, also the wingers like tucking inside. So I think that's been key to their success in the past. Allen hasn't, again, gotten the ball enough, I think, in the flank, so it'd be nice to see her on it a little bit more.
Here, Ellen Horst in the middle with Waite. Once again, Ottawa, no issues playing the patient game. Challenge comes in, and that's Rhodes. So an Ottawa throw at the halfway line. Just beyond. Adamek tries to spin this one down the touchline. That one countered quickly. Adamek tries again. That one watches it into touch to avoid any more confusion. 3 shots on target for the Rapid, 1 for Halifax. Rudolph gives the Rapid a free kick here.
And I think the Tides just have to be smart about where they're fouling Ottawa. You know, obviously the free kick led to a goal before, the wind, the conditions. So trying to minimize any fouls, especially in their own defensive third.
Also a free kick led to a penalty kick as well. Foster Edmund perhaps saving Yuzi Rudolph from a earful, because it did look like it did go off a hand initially and then off of
everybody wanted to touch
second
the ball.
hand. So the goalkeeper doing a fine job at taking any controversy away.
That's right.
This one dealt with properly though by the Tides. Allen ahead. Joe takes a push to the back. Tides will take a free kick. Rapid looking for their 4th win in their last 5. Played 4 straight matches at TD Place. And after the international break, we'll play 3 of the next 4 away from home. It was a long season in that department.
And Canada's big. A lot of travel.
Time zones to cross.
Absolutely. But again, just to reiterate, Molly Erickson, and we see now Mina Liu's back in the line, or she's an option off the bench.
Yes.
And just important to build depth throughout the season for that reason.
Still very much the early goings here of the Northern Super League Year 2. Montreal Roses, though, 4 points clear at the top of the table, and both Halifax and Ottawa would love to try and put a dent into that.
And this is a nice battle, I think, between Cardoza and Pridham. Cardoza, for me, great aggressive defender, great physical play, same with DB Pridham. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out in the second half.
Kick quickly countered by the Tides. Harris been prepping the goal celebration for quite some time.
That's like the other sad thing about being a goalkeeper, you know, everyone gets together, they do a little celebration, and you go back to the goal and get some water, you know?
And if the goalkeeper celebrates, it becomes bulletin board material for the other team.
That's right. 25
use
years
for
of a missed
motivation.
opportunity right there.
Well, maybe we'll see the trend one day be reversed. Right now the Tides try to go up over the top. Here's Kennedy, might have a half step towards goal, strikes, and Erickson the save, and another slip, this time from Harris. And that could have been dangerous going the other way. This ball will go into touch here on another miscue, but this is another fine stop here from Erickson.
Yeah, Scott gets a little bit, you can see, tangled in her feet there, gets square. It doesn't make up the ground, but she does take out a bit of an angle, and Erickson does a really good job just to hold her feet and react. Again, the surface is slick, so being able to do that, keep her feet long enough to do the kick save, is important.
They do have a substitution 10 or so minutes into this second half, with Florence Belzile coming in. Melanie Forbes, the 55-minute mark, will head off. First substitution of the match.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest. But again, like, it's been a bit of a chess game. So probably both coaches wanting to see the first little bit play out a bit and then make some changes to influence the game.
So there is Belzile, who does have a goal and an assist through 5 appearances, 4 starts as well, so a relatively rare appearance coming off the bench as a substitute for the Chicoutimi, Quebec native. Chance to make an impact here at Wanderers grounds. Cardoza strides forwards, lifts this ball in, and Erickson no issue with that.
Yeah, again, Erickson's been solid. I think Belzile coming into the game, potentially offering a different attacking threat. Forbes, again, they're playing a lot of games in a small amount of time. Forbes, you know, not contributing probably the way that she wanted. I think it's a smart decision to make. And also just making sure that you're managing minutes for both Belzile and Forbes.
Taylor, who had the best opportunity for Halifax in the second half, plays this in, and Joe counters that. Taken quickly over and now sent up ahead. Sadie Waite, Cardoza with a good read on that ball. Belzile gets chase. Ball again sent forward and back into Sarah Miller.
And this, again, this is what I love about Cardoza. She's front-footed, she's aggressive. She can be a playmaker, but she can also be a defender.
Started now 5 of 6 matches for Stephen Hart this year in the Tides. Winters comes up. Back to Cho. Into Kennedy. Looking for success against Adamick, and Ottawa fullback does well to defend that.
Again, I'd like Ottawa to have a little bit more composure on the ball. It is tough, even mentally, when you just regain the ball to then lose it again.
All right, 58th minute. Let's head down to Brienne.
Hey, Matt. Yes, well, I did talk to Ottawa's goalkeeper coach, Andre Badescu, about Molly's performance so far. He said she has kept them in it with the clean sheet, having 8 months for recovery. They're so proud of her, as they should be for today. On the other side, Stephen Hart did tell me that they've been giving the ball away at the wrong parts of the field, but he does like when they get out wide. Matt?
All right, Brienne, thanks very much. All said in here, it's another spinning ball. Foster takes that. What do you make of the assessment here from the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams have been losing to possession a little bit more than usual, but to both teams' credit, I think defensively they're doing a very good job. So, you know, I think a little bit more possession. You know, here's a great Miller getting outside, Rhodes underlapping. They have to keep maintaining the movement in order to have a little bit more time and space on the ball, which is key, but also difficult against such organized defense.
Sarah Miller will now have a chat with Yusri Rudolph, as that was Florence Belzile, the substitute, winning the free kick. So another dangerous opportunity here for the Rapid, who, if you missed the top of our show, the most dangerous attacking team of the year, and that one had some menace to it.
Yeah, she got her.
What I saw, just a talking to from the head official today. Opportunity for Waite to take some set pieces here now in the second half. Ball is in. Harris follows up.
Oh, I thought she was going to go for it again.
I'm right with you. She can really put her leg and boot behind it. A lot of power there, but instead opting for the cross, and quickly whistled out. It'll be the Tides taking over here. There's 2 points separate these two sides in the table, second and third in the Northern Super League entering the match week. So an opportunity for Ottawa to create some early season space between second and the rest of the pack. Of course, the Tides hope to jump over the Rapid, but they'd have to find a way to score a couple of goals. An hour into this match, ball is sent up. Harris flicks it on, trying to get it away from dangerous, and Kennedy will recycle into the middle, and that's Chu with an excellent defensive play.
Absolutely. This is rare for me when you see Ottawa get kind of ball watching, to be honest. They're square. Adamick, it's just focusing forward. They obviously don't expect this kind of bounce, and they're just playing catch up. So close to hitting
Tides
Taylor.
had numbers in the penalty area there in that 6-yard box. Fifth corner kick of the match. Taylor again spins this in. It's a good ball and poked over top of the bar by Eriksson. Another fine stop there from the Ottawa keeper.
Absolutely. And well timed. That was kind of like a jump shot. She's up in the air for a while and just taps it to safety. She's dealing with a lot of players around her as well, which is always a challenge.
So back-to-back corner kicks. Molly Eriksson standing at 5'7", using every bit of the frame with the big reach to direct the ball over top of the bar.
And how about Taylor? I'm just going to in-swing from both corners. No problem.
Ball spinning up and in. Falls to Adamek, who takes this away. Cho, though, intercepts. Halifax right back on the front foot. Miller, a one-hopper, and look out. Dangerous moment there. Eriksson shows the referee, I've got it. Could have very easily been in the back of the net.
I love a little bit of toot at the end. Look at this ball, though. Comes off her foot, driven.
Oof.
Not sure if it's intentional or not, but fantastic shot, and Eriksson does a great job to cover that. She's come up big many times already this game.
Well, that one was a situation of centimeters.
Absolutely.
Very close to the line. And we march on. Halifax 0, Ottawa 1. Adamek in a duel here with Cho. Good touch, and Adamek wanting to move quickly. Usually Rudolph, though, will point to the fourth official, and there'll be a triple change here coming for the Tides.
Sarah Taylor entering the match, number 4, Julia Benatti.
A couple of former Ottawa Rapid players coming in with Stella Downing and Julia Benatti. Karima Lemire there as well. There's a look at Stella Downing, who was a very productive member for Katrina Peterson last year. Missed the first couple of weeks of the season with an injury, so this is the first time that she will be playing her former side. And guess what? Halifax could use a goal.
They could use a goal.
Downing last year, 3 goals, 2 assists across 23 appearances. Made her club debut last weekend in Alberta against the Wild. 25 minutes off the bench.
And Downing's definitely a player I'd like to see more of with the Tides. I felt like with Ottawa, she made her impact and her imprint. We haven't seen her do quite the same with the Tides. It could be a result of less playing time, but she's a crafty little player, great to get on the ball. Hopefully we can see a little bit of that in the second half. I always want to know the jokes, you know? The inside, what are they laughing about?
There's a smile there from Waite for sure.
You can see Foster Inman there screaming at the wall to get into the right place.
Another opportunity here for the 21-year-old Sadie Waite for her 3rd consecutive start for the Rapid. Right boot to the ball, into the top of the penalty area, headed away. Adamek tries to push this down, instead it's countered, and there's the first touch for Downing, who goes down hard. Welcome to the match.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great ball in. Nice curve on it, but also hit really hard.
Tricky little play there from Allen, a little misdirection. However, Rhodes unable to run onto the ball.
Well, Mignon gets the ball there first. You can see Downing a little bit shocked that she got rocked so hard.
Set to cross into the 66th minute here in Halifax. Horst will take a look around. Jung will give back to Molly Eriksson, facing some pressure from Rhodes, and Halifax does well to keep the pressure on. Take it back, Belzile, back into the middle, Jung. Here are Mellenhorst looking for a crease in the pressure. Now Adamek just over half.
It's nice to see Lemire on the pitch. I think what she kind of adds to the team differently than the other midfielders is just her ability to switch the ball. And that's something when you're trying to break down a very organized defense. You know, the space is often on the opposite side of the field, so hopefully they can utilize her in that way.
There's Adamek.
Smart movement by Chu. Excuse me, she sees that Allen is just bit a little bit, so she uses that space.
Ball is in. Some nervous defending here from the Tides, but quickly take it back. There's Karima Lemire, Montreal native. Had 4 starts to begin this season, and a little bit of pushing and shoving here.
I was gonna say, a little battle there, but we've got one smile coming out of it. I mean, I think Kennedy does a fantastic job just physically shielding the ball, and Adamek just kind of gives her a throw.
Adamek does play with an edge and goes right into Kennedy's game as well.
Absolutely. I was going to say, both of them, I think, have a little bit of an edge. Good edges, but...
There's Kennedy striking towards goal. It's off the woodwork from distance. Sid Kennedy, another situation of centimeters.
And we talked about the wind earlier. This is one of those situations, right? You've got to make sure that you're right as a goalkeeper. I think Eriksson does great. Her footwork to get back to the bar. And who doesn't love a good crossbar, you know?
Crossbar and away for Molly Eriksson.
And look at this strike from distance. Great footwork. I think she thinks it's a little bit higher than it is. She didn't even go for it, but she's in the right place. Gotta love the woodwork.
Keeper will always say, never in doubt, never in doubt. That one glances off the top of the woodwork and out, and see Sid Kennedy, hands to her face.
I know.
Could not believe it.
And this play all started with Harris. I just love the way that she steps to intercept the ball before the striker even gets it. And like I mentioned before, one element of her game I really like is connecting with the attackers or getting the ball forward.
Joan falls on top of the ball here,
yeah.
and it's going to be free kick to Halifax. Well, coming up, you won't want to miss this. Last day of the month, Sunday, May 31st, the first ever NSL watch party. You can catch it on YouTube. It's a fresh look, versatile, dynamic feel,
Ooh.
Great personalities,
Oh.
different way to watch the game.
Go on.
And Aaron, you will be here for that.
Oh, yes, I will be.
Along with Kate. Encourage you to check that one out once again across the NSL YouTube page. First of 6 on the year. That's Calgary and AFC Toronto. Kennedy is right back at it again. Sid Kennedy charges forward, gritting her teeth, plays the ball back, struck on towards goal. That is beautiful from Benatti. Halifax is level.
Unbelievable, what a strike. That was like her goal this season, last season. Benatti come in, you gotta love it. When a game changer, a substitution comes on, it changes the game. Sid Kennedy does a fantastic job to get up the field. This starts with, I think it starts with Peterson. She connects the ball after a great defensive play by Halifax. And just the patience here with Kennedy and Benatti, following up. What a strike off the inside of her foot, just the way she curls it. Bless her, Eriksson did all she could.
Well, we mentioned Downing, but Benatti, she's the one that burns her former side. And that was...
And what a last name. She was meant to be a goal saver, but not. Hey, fantastic.
Well, scored 3 last year wearing the Rapid colors, and this year wearing the Halifax teal. First for a new club, and it's a big one. 20 minutes to go.
Oh, absolutely. But it's been really nice to see Benatti. She's had a role with the Tide since the beginning, and especially the beginning of the season. So it's, again, playing against her old side, but the technique and the elegance of that goal, I mean, all day. Let's look at that all day.
Another player also coming back from some time away, hadn't played since early May the 3rd. Wouldn't know it with the way that touch went in the back of the goal, floated perfectly into the top corner. So game on with less than 20 minutes to go before stoppage time. Kennedy will pick up a hard-earned assist on that goal.
Yes. You could see it in the way she was running. She gave it everything she had in that run.
Not to be denied.
No. And that's one of the things I love about Kennedy. She's a hard worker through and through. You know, she wakes up at 7:30 to do 100 push-ups and you know, write in her journal to make sure she's her best self. That's the type of human being you want as a leader, obviously, but returning this season with the Tides. And a hometown hero.
From nearby Fletcher's Lake, just outside of Halifax. First goal contribution of the season for Sid Kennedy. But remember, Ottawa has done the most damage of any NSL team attacking-wise this year. We'll go back to work, and former teammates Chu and Stella Downing with a rather muscular exchange there.
I'm always curious in those kind of tackles, like who's going to get the call? Who started it?
Oh, he does go Stella Downing's way this time. Player that brought a lot of energy, often off the bench for Ottawa last year. He's put in some big moments, scored a couple of big goals. Now, of course, we'd love to grow her profile in the Maritimes. Here's Rhodes. Now look around on this gusty evening here in Halifax. Question now is, will there be a winner?
Yeah, it looks like Chu, they've put her on the opposite side, so they made, I mean, they've obviously made some subs, but maybe to find a little bit more success. I think that's why Allen, to be fair, has stayed at bay a little bit because of the Adamek Chu overload, but we'll see what happens now.
Rhodes tried to go 1-on-3, and that didn't work, and there will be a Ottawa free kick from their own territory. Horse will inspect the damage, quickly back up. One of the real bright spots for the Rapid in this early going of the season. Erickson comes out of the penalty area to recalibrate the reset. Headed down by Lemire. Lemire will try and now push forward, and again it's Kennedy. Been very lively here, especially in the second half. Kennedy once again into the penalty area, puts a cross in, Harris heads away, second chance, and Rhodes catches it on the outside of her boot. And that one could have been very problematic for Ottawa.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, for me, this is great positioning by Harris. You always want your center back on this side to be not too far in front of the near post. I think she does a good job to clear that. I'm sure Rhodes wants that one back.
Just off the outside laces.
Now it's interesting because Adamek, as you know, they have a lot of success when she goes forward, but Halifax has been kind of capitalizing on the fact that she is forward, and Kennedy's being able to get into that space that she's vacated. So I think this will be a little bit of cat and mouse, I think, in both channels for both teams.
Foul given will be an Ottawa free kick, and Halifax has really come to life here, Aaron, especially in half number 2. 5 attempts, 3 on target, and donuts, zeros for Ottawa.
The donuts.
Halifax is famous for some donuts, right? Donaire and donuts.
Okay. Donaire, yes. What else? They've got quite a few gems, to be honest. Are you a seafood guy?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're the St. FX man.
Correct.
The St. FX man. You should get a t-shirt.
Couple
made.
hours up the road in beautiful Antigonish. Probably had snow today.
Oh, man.
All right, quarter of an hour to go. You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, official partner of the NSL. Had a great match. Entertaining really from start to finish. Goal from the center back, Jaleesa Harris. A penalty awarded, a penalty saved. And how big is that moment standing up right now as the substitute Bonatti
Absolutely.
finishing to tie the match a couple of minutes ago.
I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm a goalkeeper, but I think both goalkeepers have come up really big in this game. The score lines would be very different. And you kind of notice for Ottawa, they have a few players warming up. I think we're about to see some changes. I'm interested to see how they're going to, are they going to kind of ride this one out and hope for a point away? Or are they going to try to go for the win?
Just one win in 4 tries for Ottawa here at Wanderers grounds. That includes a 3-1 defeat to open the season back in late April. Push from the back, and again it's Downing and Chu. This time a half apology from Stella Downing.
And I know I talked about Ottawa losing the ball, but I think just moving the ball a little bit quicker. Chu in that play, for example, takes 4 players with her, right? That means that there's space somewhere else and numbers somewhere else. So just trying to move the ball a little bit quicker, I think, will bring them a little bit more success.
Taken by Foster Edmond, who wants to move things quickly. Ball up, looking at Rhodes. Can she keep this in play? Yes. Some fine footwork down that touchline. Rhodes now will stride towards the top of the penalty area. Has some help. Ball is in. Touched on by Erickson. It's free for Downing. Likes not to shoot. Stella Downing will survey the situation. Chance not done.
And that's great from Downing. She's got 3 players on her, decides to recycle the ball.
Here's the strike, a one-hopper, and it's dealt with properly by Erickson.
I don't blame her. After having the strike that she did, I'd be shooting from everywhere.
But second on target.
Sorry, and I think Kennedy has been fantastic in the last 10, 15 minutes, just constantly posing a threat down the left-hand side. I think Olivia Scott's doing her best, but getting caught out a little bit, and Adamek getting caught high, which is causing them some problems.
Speaking of Adamek, delivers the ball forward, bounces out. Foster Idman, a couple of yards out of the penalty area, so have to resort to the safe option there.
Held my breath a little bit there. Was hoping for the good bounces.
Wandering at Wanderers grounds. Be a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Especially at this stage of the match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ottawa back in possession. Over 60% on the match, 61% today. 7 attempts, 3 on target, and as we saw with our production team, all of it in the first half. What's changed here for the Rapid?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know if they're just not getting the ball to one another. They just seem to be kind of on the back foot, to be honest, defending a little bit more. Sometimes going into halftime 1-0 is hard. And one of my biggest criticisms of Ottawa is they have a tendency to kind of have a slow start for the beginning of games, but beginning of halves. So I'm kind of hoping they'll be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, and like I said, just cleaning up their passes a little bit. I think they have to work a little bit harder to move the Tides from side to side, and that's playing in between lines, quicker ball speed.
Here's Adamek. Kennedy closing that gap quickly. Wait, trying to spring Adamek, quickly sent into touch by Wickers.
But yeah, just to add on to the last point, I also think the Tides are doing a great job of their press all over the field, especially you saw Downing in the last play, just how high they're getting. Again, an area of growth for them. I think the way that they're pressing, they're taking out passing lanes, they're very organized, and they move up the field quickly. Anytime a pass goes backwards, that's a trigger for the whole team to get up, and they're doing that really well.
Looks like some activity on the Ottawa touchline, preparing a double substitution, it would seem. Belzile, top of the penalty area. There's DB Pridham. She can strike at any time of the match, and with 10 minutes to go before stoppage time, it's over top of the bar here. Now, the substitute will come in. Nicola Golan and Emily Amano. Adamant coming off and same with Chu Woo-ju, South Korea, with an active day here today in Halifax.
And just, you know, Pridham is a force, and she gets a yard, she's going to take a shot, and I love that part of her game. But you know, credit to Cardoza and to Wickers, who have been really aggressive and watching her run. Like, one of the things I love about Pridham is just she kind of exists off back shoulders. She gives herself a little run up, so by the time, you know, the ball's played, she's at full speed taking out her defenders, and I think they've done a really good job with that. And those are like small details that, as a goalkeeper, you love to see in your defenders. They're checking their shoulders, their body angle, and just making sure they're always balanced and ready to change direction.
So the two South Koreans, Jung and Chu, both make their way off, and a couple of more changes for Katrina Peterson, trying to find a victory away from home. Harris pushes forward. Eleanor's back in possession. First touch for Golan down that far side.
And I've been impressed with Golan. Even last season, she has this ability to come into games and really make an impact. And, you know, probably the reason she got subbed in now.
Taken back, and Benatti just getting some communication crossed up, ball into touch, and Lofthouse will stride up for the throw. Taking a look around, back into play. Looking at Golan again, but it's a crowded far side of the pitch, and Downing's able to navigate that. In the middle, Benatti didn't know that she had company right behind her. And Ottawa now as we move into the 84th minute. We'll look for something late. Adamic's ball partially deflected, but looking at DB Pridham and Wickers, and both go down. And it is DB whistled on the foul.
I'm going to have to get another look at this. Seems like it may have been shoulder to shoulder, but Pridham seems a little upset, so.
You're the lip reading specialist, remember?
That's my actual full-time job. Yeah, I mean.
It's a hard collision there.
Yeah, and she gives her a bit of a scissor chop there. So I can understand why Pridham may be a little bit upset.
Change here for the Tides with Tiffany Cameron, the Jamaican international, coming in, and St. Kennedy coming off in the 85th minute.
I'd be giving her a hug too.
Big reception there with the big assist, the tying goal. Stella Downing back onto the ball. We'll try and curl this in, and Molly Erickson to the rescue with the fingertips. Corner kick on the way.
Those are the saves you want, like a slow motion. It's a slow motion replay. But to Downing's credit, I think she's come in and really been a threat on and off the ball. And I love this try. Yeah, that looks top corner. That's a great strike.
That had some curl to it.
That is a great strike. But yeah, just defensively, she's winning the ball high up. She's kind of just ignited this little bit of energy in the Tides at crucial moments for them.
Rhodes jumping up and down, wide open. Ball struck, looking again at that far post, but it's over the head of everybody, including Rhodes. So the attempt from Lemire just a bit too strong. Match still wide open. One back by the Tide. It's Benatti again in the top of the penalty area. Spinning around, shot towards goal. That one countered quickly. Tiffany Cameron, first attempt at goal. 6 goals in 26 career international matches, playing for the Reggae Girls.
And in charge of the beautiful theme song of the NSL. That is a good beat.
I was going to add also the voice and the soundtrack to the NSL Season 2.
I mean, but fantastic. She comes in right away. She gets a turn. She has a few players on her back. She tries to strike it, but I don't mind. Like I said, the conditions today, try for a strike anywhere.
Tides looking energetic here in the late stages, trying for a comeback win. Lemire plays this off, comes to Allen. Allen caught quickly though by a backtracking Pridham. DB and Stella Downing, once again former attacking teammates.
This may be my favorite quality about an attacking player when they come back and back press. The GOAT, Christine Sinclair, was a master at this. And so I have, you know, pretty low expectations for forwards. But, you know, just that ability to come back and win the ball, for me, that's a mindset, that's a mentality, and I love it.
Here's Belzile into the penalty area. Ottawa might have a moment here, and it's pushed away at least momentarily. Mellenhorst back on it, crosses in, corner kick as Cardoza defends.
That's really nice, clever movement from Belzile. I've been waiting for her to kind of make that impact, and she sees Allen's a little bit stepped forward, not with the rest of the line, so she kind of creeps into that space in behind.
Dangerous moment here. Riley Foster-Inman watches on as Wait with a bit of communication. Lemire is down. DB has a couple of words for Halifax's number 6. They continue to jostle. Now Wait puts the boot behind it, top of the penalty area. Mellenhorst tried for it all on the half volley. Ball sent back in, headed on a back play, and now it's in the back of the goal. Never properly dealt with. And DB Pridham. Right place, right time, Ottawa leads.
Either the cursor is broken or they're calling something. Is it a goal?
Ottawa is celebrating.
Now there's a little bit of, it seems like some controversy. Mellenhorst swing and a miss, but ball back into play, which is important. Foster-Inman comes out a little bit, isn't able to clean it up. And there we have it.
What a miscue.
And again, I talk about the conditions. It's been raining, it's slippery. These kind of things probably wouldn't happen in a normal game. So now Tides have a few minutes to do their best to tie it up.
Well, DB is as opportunistic as they come. Just clinical on that finish. This could be a risky moment there as Amano went in for the slide tackle in the penalty area.
A little bit risky. She got ball all day though, thank goodness.
Yeah, close on Rhodes.
She's pointing to the ball, see?
90th minute, so DB scores at Wanderers grounds for the first time in her career. 5 matches now in. And that one might just stand up as the winner after another miscue in the Tides net. Still time. Ball is up. It's a good one. There for the taking. Downing tries to wrap it around, comes back, and just a forest of legs and shin pads keeping that out. Once again, back in, and nobody there for Halifax in an attacking position to strike. Goal kick.
How do you deal with all of this excitement? Do you go home and meditate after games like this?
I take a long time to wind down after a game.
Yeah, I'm going to be up for 14 weeks. Oh my goodness.
Well, there was a couple of opportunities there.
Absolutely, and I mean, you go from having Taylor taking your set pieces and then Benatti, you know, Halifax again, so much more depth this season.
Into stoppage time. Still hoping to catch a glance at just that number from the 4th official. It's Laura Hall today. Get that to you as soon as we have it. It's Belzile right now. 3 minutes, there it is. So, time, but not much.
Not much time, and you know, this is where your defensive mindset really matters. I mean, you see Harris just put the ball straight out of bounds, maybe give their team a moment to get together. And here she is, Mina Lee, one of my favorite players to watch, coming back from injured. We knew she'd be on probably reduced minutes, but just such an experienced player with such a high soccer IQ.
Coming in for the first time since May the 6th, the victory against Vancouver. So some great news for the Rapid and their fans. Weight comes off. Very good shift in the Ottawa midfield.
Absolutely. And again, just Downing has just gone in and done such a great job to get a few fouls, to apply that pressure. You always love it when the substitutions, they come in and they make a huge impact on the game.
Precious time being ticked away here. The assistant referee making sure that Foster Edmonds in the right area, finally dealt away by the keeper. It's into the penalty area, headed towards the top there with Cameron. Taking it back, Wickers will lift this out. Valorant trying to find some room. There's another tackle here. That's going to be a Halifax free kick. Golan and Valorant comes up firing. This is going to be a great opportunity here for the Tides.
And for me, Golan has to be smarter. You know, there's a minute to play, such a dangerous area. Keep your feet, wait till help comes. Unfortunate place to give a foul this late in the game.
Set piece, stoppage time. Karima Lemire will be back in charge, and the keeper is up. Foster Edmond near that post, ball is in. Doesn't get past the first defender though, and Ronnie Foster Edmond has now got to put some work in here to get back in position.
Smart play by Mina.
Benotti will just turn and fire it ahead. Two former Rapid players with Downing connect, and now Stella Downing will lift this up. Erickson though aggressive and taking that away.
That's fantastic. I mean, great positioning, way to anticipate that ball going through. That could have been deadly at this point of the game. And they'll probably get a foul there from Allen, yeah.
DB and Allen collide, and that just might be enough for an Ottawa win in Halifax.
Yeah, I mean, this has been such an exciting game. We're down to the last seconds again. This has come down to a lot of free kicks, a number of mistakes, even game throughout, and goalkeepers having great moments and then some not great moments. But overall, what an exciting match.
Here it is, usually Rudolph, the check of the watch, late stages, stoppage time. And Belzile will just take this into the corner flag. And that is full time. The Rapid come east into the Maritimes and pick up a key victory on Molly Erickson's return. DB Pridham doing the damage late. Halifax 1, Ottawa 2, full time. What a match, Aaron.
What a match. I know Halifax will probably be upset. Obviously, you're always upset after a loss, but just because, you know, again, I said Hart before the game talked about it has to be the team that makes the fewest mistakes. And tonight that was Ottawa. Ottawa didn't necessarily have the possession that they probably wanted to, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, the team that has the most goals that wins.
And it is DB Pridham's third of the season, resulting in the match winner here in Halifax. Aaron, your first match in the booth. Congratulations. Hope you'll come back. And Aaron and Kate will be back to wrap it up right after this.
This Northern Super League match is brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the NSL. And by Simons, proud fashion partner of the NSL. Welcome back to the NSL on TSN. What a ride that was, and you get why both those players are thrilled. They both found the back of the net tonight. DB Pridham, Jaleesa Harris did enough to get the job done. Here are the stats at full time. Look at those possession stats, really interesting. 61% for the Rapid, 38% for the Tides, but it really did feel like a game of cat and mouse. The shot and shots on target both even there. Well, Kate McKenna and Aaron McLeod with you in studio, and we're going to dive into some of these goals. Starting, Aaron, with Julia Bonatti's beauty of a shot to make it 1-1. She came off the bench. This was her Toyota Electric play of the match. What's that face saying here?
Is beautiful enough?
What words would you use?
I mean, fabulous. I would say it was fabulous.
I would agree.
No, but I mean, come on.
What made it so fabulous?
What made it so fabulous? Now, maybe the wind helped her a little bit, but just, first of all, the work that Kennedy did, but she hits his first time.
Oh.
Hello. She hits it first time with the instep, and just like, come on now. Come
You
on.
can't do better than that.
And I feel Eric said had a fantastic match, but come on. Sometimes you just got to look up and go, okay. So I'm really happy for Bonatti, and it's just, I love those goals. She had one of those last year. She got goal of the season. So she's
and scoring
okay.
against her former team. Fun fact, the first NSL player to do so. But you alluded to this. It had to be a beauty goal or a fabulous goal to beat Molly Erickson. She was so good in her return.
First of all, I love goalkeepers, but absolutely. Erickson this is her first performance back after being out for 8 months. It squeezed me, and she makes save after save. And these are clutch saves. She doesn't make these saves, they have no chance of winning this game, right? And here we go. Yep, starts off solid hands. Like I said, conditions were challenging for both keepers. We saw that. So pairing these things away, really making sure they're out of dangerous areas is clutch. She did this very, very well. And here, Taylor Truss sneaked one in on her. Wasn't able to do it. Again, this is hard to do, especially on grass, right? You got to get your feet out of the grass. The studs are longer. Things are just harder.
I think we found a new segment. It's Aaron McLeod's Squeeze Me moment of the match. But let's go to the hero in this one. Unsurprisingly, DB Pridham. She redeemed herself, though, because she had a missed PK at the end of the first half.
She sure did. And I may or may not have said that she's cursed playing against Halifax.
You may have said that.
The curse is now broken. Again, like, sometimes people say they miss PKs. If the goalkeeper saves it, we're just going to make sure we correct that. So great save. But in this situation, she's hovering, and she's great at that. She's a great hoverer. And she puts it away. And just like the look on her face, and this is what I love about her, just her mindset. She loves to score. And her teammates love her. Look at that. Hugs all around.
They adore her. And thank you for that reframe. Riley Foster-Inman saved that PK.
Thank you.
DB Pridham didn't miss it.
Not a miss.
An education. Let's go to DB Pridham now. She's pitch side with Brianne Foley.
DB, obviously, you're the Golden Boot winner last year, but you haven't scored on Wanderers grounds. What was that moment like for you today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously very frustrating that I missed that penalty and didn't put it back in the net. So to get that goal to make us win the game is something I'm here for, and it's a striker's responsibility. So I'm glad I got to contribute to make us win, and it's always even more special to have an away win when, we've been wanting it from our last game here. We didn't show like we wanted to, and I think this game we've really showed our style of play and possession and what we wanted to show. So I'm happy with the squad, and I'm happy I got that goal to win.
Having Molly get a win on her first start, how does that feel too?
Yeah, I mean, injuries are the worst, and she's persevered. She's been relentless with her recovery, and I'm proud that she's back on the pitch doing what she's great at. So she's had some amazing saves in the game tonight, and a big part of our win today as a team. So happy that she came back from her recovery well and strong, like we knew she would, and happy to have her back.
Thanks, congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And what a lovely problem Katrina Peterson now has, problem in quotes, to have two fantastic keepers. But Aaron, your overall thoughts on this match?
I just loved watching the whole game from beginning to end. You could definitely see that they played each other a lot, and both coaches were kind of prepared for what they were going to throw at one another. And again, like you said, a little bit of cat and mouse. And it came down, unfortunately, to the team that made fewer mistakes. And I mean, who doesn't love Pridham? Like even her interview, and of course, I'm just so happy for Erickson. I've been through a shoulder surgery, and it takes a minute to come back. And just to see her perform like that, and just Ottawa constantly building the depth in their team.
No kidding. And listen, let's look at the standings now as we start week 6. Montreal Roses, we know they are still top of the table, but with the win, Ottawa maintains possession of second, and they're now just 1 point back of Montreal, so a big win for them. A heck of a way to start week 6. You had to watch the very end of that one. We got lots more to come. Tomorrow, Montreal will try to keep their undefeated streak alive against Vancouver. That's at 2 p.m. on the NSL's YouTube page. And then Sunday, please get ready. It's our first ever NSL YouTube watch party. It's me, it's Aaron McLeod, it's Signa Butler, it's a special guest. We'll have Calgary, Toronto, prizes, snacks, fun. I think we're gonna have a really nice time. Come hang out with us at 4 p.m. on the NSL's YouTube page. As for tonight's match, a wild affair in Halifax, a 2-1 win for the Rapid thanks to goals from last year's Defender of the Year, Jaleesa Harris, and Golden Boot winner, D.B. Pridham, plus some moments of solid goalkeeping on both ends of the pitch, which we like to see, don't we, Aaron?
Oh, we sure do.
We sure do. From all of us, including Aaron McLeod, Matt Cullen, Brianne Foley, producer Kev, director Richard, and everyone on our broadcast team, I'm Kate McKenna. We'll see you next time.